First, I just want to say I'm really excited to be here. Among everyone here, there's a lot of innovation and forward-thinking people. My name is Pierre Sleiman. I'm 26 years old. I have a computer science degree. I'm completing my MBA. And I think it'll be easier if I tell you what I'm not. And what I'm not is a farmer who has any farming experience prior than what I've taught myself in the last couple of years. My family has no agriculture background whatsoever. I did not study agriculture, and my interest in this has been purely out of ideas of innovation and wanting to be creative and create solutions for challenges that we have in the industry. So I think as everyone here is for the same purpose, and that's to offer solutions to challenges that we face. This is my farm, Go Green Agriculture. It's located in San Diego. And I'm here to make the compelling argument that small is the new big. So you might be surprised to know that there is no soil whatsoever used in my farm. It's completely hydroponic. What you're looking at are raised tables that are about 3 feet off the ground, and it's grown in a completely climate-controlled environment where basically we replicate all the optimal growing conditions for butterleaf lettuce, which is what you're looking at, and the nutrients also needed to grow them. So the challenges that we have in the industry today are some of the most significant challenges that we have faced in a very long time. Fuel costs is skyrocketing. Weather creates systematic risk in the way that we grow produce. Food security is an issue. Water is becoming more scarce. There are quotas that impose bottlenecks on how much we can grow food, especially here in California. And not to mention with the population growth, we just don't have a sustainable way to keep up with what we're doing. So we need solutions for this. And of course, we have been going from rural to more metropolitan, condensed cities, and there's a philosophy that I'd like to show here that I think we should be moving towards. So the model today, as several have discussed, is that the agriculture industry is characterized as an oligopoly. 12% of farmers, of organizations, produce 80% of the food in the United States. And it looks something like that for leafy greens. Similarly, for other products, you have major producers in the US, which distribute nationally. And of course, we have supplements from Mexico and Canada. But the idea that I'm showing here is that it's all a very centralized process with a major distribution hierarchy, and that there's a big inefficiency that has been put in place. In the last 100 years, there has been when you look at all the kind of technological advancements that we've had in everything, agriculture has not had any kind of major disruptive technologies or really innovative ideas that have just completely changed the way that we do things. We have some of this, most of that 12% that grows 80% of the food in the US are the same families that have been growing for the last 100 years, 3 to 4 generations of families. And while they've done such an amazing job at feeding us, that has in itself kind of put blindfolds on passing on almost a legacy, a business from father to son or daughter, whatever it is. Having something that has worked for such a long time makes it difficult to come out and say, let me change this completely to solve challenges. It's tough. It's a hard thing to do. So I think for somebody like myself who has no roots in agriculture, it's easy to come and put these bold ideas. And so there's a couple other things. The consumer has also changed what they are looking for. If you look at the industry of organic produce, in 1990, the industry was $1 billion. A couple years ago, $26.7 billion according to the USDA. It's exponentially growing. In the last couple years, you can see it's a major J-curve. The Wall Street Journal put out an article on Walmart that Walmart now, local managers for the first time ever, are allowed to make the decision to buy locally. And it doesn't have to go through corporate. There's a major paradigm shift here in that local food is appreciated by the consumer. And companies even as big as Walmart are changing their entire core philosophies to go with that. So small is the new big. So how can we take this or what would make sense? When you look at this, what I propose is a model that looks something more like this. Relatively small farms everywhere. Eliminate the middleman distribution and supply to your local markets. The consumer is willing to pay a premium for these products. And you eliminate the middle distribution, the cost of fuel, all of the billions of cubic feet of refrigerated area involved in trucking produce across the country with this model. Now, I am in no way saying that this is a solution for everything. That's impossible. But there are several staple products that we can move towards a model more like this and grow things much more efficiently. So my mission is to put a mini farm in every populated area of the United States. And in that, have it be branded and always organic. We want just the premium quality products for everybody. And with the technology that we have, it's easy to do. And of course, the whole model is being local. And I just want to go back on the organic part. My company, Go Green Agriculture, is the first company in the United States to have a commercial hydroponic organic production system. And this is something that we've developed as a proprietary technology that we are the first to have. And so we feel that we have a window of opportunity to be first to market in doing this before others catch up. So I have a short video. I hope it's fun. It's got some music, and it's basically showing you my farm and the way that we do things and some of our customers. So I hope you guys enjoy.
The beautiful thing about the butterleaf lettuce that we use from Go Green Agriculture is the fact that they have custom grown this for the correct size for our use. It's always a beautiful, clean product, and that's one of the great things that Pierre and his team has done for us, is to really, the customer service is over the top of what they do. So we're going to make a panini sandwich here. This is the lettuce that we use on all of our sandwiches. We try to always do the vegetables first so they don't commingle with the meat, so we're going to use some beautiful tomatoes and, of course, the beautiful butterleaf lettuce, sliced turkey, beautiful turkey sandwich featuring our Go Green butterleaf lettuce.
The minute, I mean, she heard that she...
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I mean, and what you guys do as a company fully supports what we're trying to do as a company with our food thoughtfully sourced, carefully served. It's local, sustainable, healthy. It's one of the sales folks from Go Green Agriculture came by one day and said, "Hey, I've got this butter lettuce I want you to try." She brought it in, showed it to my staff, and it was like, "Oh my God, we need to figure out how to find a way to put this on the menu." And since then, they've been a phenomenal partner for us. This comes in, literally we call the order in the day before or the morning of. Go Green picks it. I mean, look how fresh that is. So it's some of the freshest, cleanest, safest lettuce you're going to find because of the technology they use. I mean, I can speak personally to the benefit of being local and using a company like Go Green to support our food philosophies, as I came from Florida. Most of our produce outside of the citrus and a little bit local was getting trucked across the country. Yeah. So if I was getting butter lettuce in Florida, it was 7 to 9 days out of the field. Wow. Before I got it, because you guys, the farmer would have to grow it, pick it, put it in a warehouse, load it onto a truck, drive it across the country, put it in another warehouse, load it onto a local delivery truck, and then deliver it to me.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It took me a long time to edit. Basically, what I'm trying to show is how the market appreciates this, and that we have basically worked our way into a model that the United States, the way that produce is grown and distributed in the U.S., could use a makeover. And in certain products, such as butter, such as leafy greens, there's so many. I mean, there's so many products that we can do, and of course, there's a long list of things that we can't do as well with this technology. But the idea is that if we could go and put farms in every major population area, we could solve so many of the problems or challenges that we have. So just to kind of briefly give an overview of how hydroponics works, simply, plants are grown in channels or containers where their roots just sit with no soil, and water with nutrients that are injected in basically are recycled 24/7. So there's a water tank, and then there's a pump that pumps the water to the lettuce, comes back through filtration and sterilization, goes back to the tank, and that's a little loving cycle that happens. So we use up to 80% less water than a conventional farm would outside because we don't have any runoff whatsoever. There is virtually no evaporation as well. And in this process, there is a computer system that is monitoring the water that is cycling through, and it's checking and correcting all nutrients that are being consumed by the plants. So the plants get the optimal growing environment 24/7. So these are pictures from the farm. This is what our lettuce looks like after 1 week of seeding. So they start off very close together. 1 week later, they're exploding with life. After one more week, they get transplanted into the channels so they can have a little more room to grow. But here, the channels are still very close together. Once they outgrow this, they get transplanted one more time, and now they fully mature in the growing channels. And so we harvest every week of the year, and we seed every week of the year to compensate for that. And we basically have a steady production line style of lettuce that is year-round, non-stop, 52 weeks a year. And this is our final product that we sell. But of course, there are so many other things that you can do. One of the things that we do that's very unique is that we leave the roots attached on our product, which is something that you could pretty much only do using hydroponics. The beauty with this is that we double to triple the shelf life of our product. So we can actually give a tangible value add to our consumers as a deliverable, which obviously differentiates us from any other type of produce. So our technology versus conventional, we use 60 to 80% less water. We get 5 times more yield per square foot. It's safer because there is no risk of runoff contamination because plants are grown 3 feet off the ground in an indoor climate-controlled greenhouse. There's no weather risk because we completely control all variables from carbon dioxide, humidity, temperature, airflow, amount of sunlight. All these things are controlled for by a computer system that keeps the plants in their perfect growing environment year-round, obviously year-round. So, you know, we have hit kind of, it's snowballed lately into, it's become very successful for us. And basically, we have limited our customers who have wanted to take this further than the footprint that we've kind of designated, being the southwest of the US. And we said, no, we don't want to do that because our philosophy is that as we grow and put up more farms, then you can buy from us locally and continue with the local trend. With the kind of buzz that this has generated, I've been very proactive in trying to introduce these ideas of decentralizing, of local farming. So I had the honor of meeting Madam Secretary Kathleen Merrigan and sharing my ideas with her. A.G. Kawamura, he visited our farms, former Secretary of Agriculture of California. Whole Foods founder and CEO John Mackey has actually requested if we could build one of our farms on top of one of their Whole Foods stores. These are all things that we are working on, and just the kind of the buzz around it. But there's one thing I do want to say, and that's that in this space, there is a lot of energy and buzz going around this really kind of high performance growing. And one thing that I don't want to do, or that I don't do, is that you have conventional growing, which is what's been done for the last 100 years, and then you have what I call kind of the more romantic side, which is the putting agriculture underground, strictly on rooftops and in every kind of crack and crevice of the city. While that's something that may be a niche thing that could work in some places, I don't think that's something that is scalable on a national or even global level. So what I'm suggesting is relatively small farms, few acres in size, for each product. So if it's several products, it could be, you know, a relatively small footprint compared to thousands of acres outside. So I hope I've made a compelling argument that small is the new big for certain things, and that this is something that offers a solution to many of the challenges that we face, and we can sustainably grow healthy food for local markets on a long-term basis.